Hey Chronoholics, this is Dr. Karan Madan, and today we are in the quaint village of Saint-Prex on the coast of Lake Geneva, about between Geneva on one side and Lausanne on the other. We are here because this is where the store and the storefront of Hercules, the independent watch brand, is based in this village. And with me, I have the CEO and owner of Hercules, Adriaan. Hi Adriaan.
Hi, Karan.
Welcome to Chronoholic, and this is such a lovely weather to be out on the coast of Lake Geneva to have this conversation with you. What a lovely time.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for passing by.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be on the channel
Yeah.
and looking forward to our conversation.
It's such a pleasure to be here finally. We've been in touch for over calls and over video calls for the better part of a year now. And it's such a pleasure to be in your boutique at the Hercules store, sitting with you and talking about the brand and talking about everything Switzerland.
Yeah, well, I'm very happy too. You're very welcome, guys. And it's a bit surreal after all these calls and video calls that you're here in the boutique. Yeah.
Such a nice touristy village. It's such a beautiful village, and it has this whole vibe going where you can spot tourists outside and have the baby strollers in tow. And of course, there's a beautiful lake right in walking distance with us. Why have the store here?
Well, I thought, there are different options to go to a more office-style environment, but I think this fits the brand very well. I'm lucky with the interior here.
That's right.
An old chalet, fits Hercules.
Yeah.
It's a medieval city.
That's right. Yeah.
Was an island back in the days, even on the lake, so I can go for a swim during lunchtime.
Yeah.
I find it a small paradise, especially with nice weather.
That's right.
And it's not. You've seen it. It's quiet outside. There are some tourists, but it's not the hectic Geneva center or anything. So I can still get some work done.
But you do live in Lausanne, though. That's pretty close by.
Yeah, that's where I live. It's 20 minutes by car or by bicycle.
Yeah.
It needs to be good weather for that.
Yeah, that's so nice. And you do bicycle often back and forth?
Yeah. Down is easier than back up, but
I'm sure. So, well, let's get down to it. I mean, tell us about yourself first.
Yeah.
I mean, and what prompted you to take up the mantle of reviving the brand of Hercules?
So, Adriaan, 33 years old, originally from the Netherlands, Rotterdam, where I studied economics and I studied watchmaking, really behind the bench.
Wow,
so
okay.
I try to combine both, so business knowledge and the technical knowledge of the watchmaking. I did an internship at Rolex Service Center. I worked in a store as a student in the weekends, also to earn some extra money, but to sell. We were selling the bigger brands like Cartier and Patek, these ones, which was very nice. I moved to Switzerland for my master's. Also for the what? Yeah. Well, if you need to be close to the fire.
Yeah, exactly.
Watches, Switzerland.
Exactly. You need to be in Switzerland.
Yeah, and that's 9 years ago that I moved here, and very happy. Yeah.
Wonderful. So 9 years back when you moved to Lausanne, actually, how did you come across the brand Hercules? You said, I really want to do this.
So in 2017, I visited the museum of the Technical Museum in Pforzheim, and there was a book where I found the story of Hercules. I have the passion for watches, also for mountaineering, going to the mountains, and I found the story that in 1953, Austrian alpinist Hermann Bühl became the first one to climb the peak of Nanga Parbat. And it's one of the 14 peaks above 8,000 meters.
Yeah, that's right.
And he was the first one to come back alive.
And tell the story.
Tell the story. After 31 men tried but never came back.
Wow.
They might still be, or probably are still there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So a heroic story, and in the alpinist world, he is a well-known name.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And during this climb, he was wearing a Hercules.
He was wearing a Hercules watch.
So I saw that.
Wow. You love that story and you said, well, I really want to do that. Okay, so let's backtrack a little. Where does Hercules come from? Where's the brand from? When did it originate? I mean, Mr. Buell got the watch in 1950, but I'm
He's
sure
not
the
a
brand.
watchmaker.
He's not a
Yeah,
watchmaker.
yeah.
So, but then the brand was there before that as well, right?
Yeah, so it was the factory of two watchmakers, Henzi and Pfaff.
Uh-huh.
So that's also the H and the P
That's right.
in the logo above
Amazing.
Hercules.
Sure.
So they had a factory making movements, making different parts, and were promoting their business through the brand
Sure.
Hercules.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they were making watches under the brand name of Hercules
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
When did this start, and what happened to them?
So it started in the 1920s.
Okay.
In the end, in the late 60s, one of them passed away.
Okay.
They tried to continue the business.
But then the quartz crisis hit in the
quartz
70s.
crisis,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay. And that's what I think. That's when the brand kind of shut down the doors. Or what
Yeah,
happened?
But
Was it still?
It really was like quite a period, because at one point they were making almost up to 1 million watch
Parts.
movements per
Wow. Okay.
year.
Okay.
But that declined a lot.
Right.
And then with
Right.
yeah, with-
So they were also supplying to other watchmakers.
yeah, I don't have all the details of
Sure,
that, but
okay.
but
Well,
mostly,
well,
yeah.
what would you do with 1 million movements?
Exactly,
then? Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and during the quartz crisis, the brand collapsed. Then what happened? Did it change hands via multiple owners, or what was happening there?
No, it died and was sort of a sleeping story
Sure.
Until 2017.
When you came into the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah?
So it took some time to get all this process done.
Sure.
And moved forward from there. Yeah.
Yeah. That's fantastic. I mean, and then you found the patent dying, or the name was not being used, and you purchased the rights to the company.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, that's 2017, and today we are in 2026, 9
Yeah.
years down the line. What has been happening at Hercules for the last 9 years?
Well, I had the idea of the brand, of the concept with Switzerland, mountains, watchmaking, to make
Sure.
that the
Whole-
triangle. Yeah.
Sure, and then tie them all together, right?
Yeah. And combine it with like a luxury, more
Sure.
luxury time
Sure.
piece,
Sure.
with a focus on
Right,
watchmaking.
right.
There was the idea from the beginning with the height lines
Yeah.
as a detail to engrave in the movement. So
That's
that was
right.
already there.
Yeah,
Then, what type of movement, what
Yeah.
type of watch.
that's right.
It's a difficult process, because in the end you can go everywhere.
Absolutely.
You have to start with a circle.
Certainly.
Design.
Sure.
So I decided to really keep hold on the design of the dial of the
Right.
original piece that
Sure.
went up the mountain.
Okay. So the texture dial that we see on these watches right now is actually taken from the exact watches that went up to the mountain.
Not really the texture, that's what I added, but the indexes with the 12, 3, 6
right,
and 9,
right,
and
right.
then between the stripes,
Sure, sure.
that's one thing,
Right.
plus the red second hand.
Right, yeah. You're working with a chain of suppliers, network of suppliers. How much is in-house? Because, when people talk about independent watchmaking, there's always a case of in-house, right?
Yeah.
How much is in-house as a brand? What all are you doing in-house? What all are you outsourcing to suppliers and partners?
Yeah, I'm very careful with calling it in-house or manufacturer.
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen others make
Right,
it a
right,
bit
right.
slipped with that sometimes. But the movement factory where I work with, they say, no, Adriaan, you can call it a manufacturer, but I don't own the factory, I don't own the machines, I don't operate, I buy the movements from them.
Sure.
They make them
Right.
for me. So,
They make them customized for you, right?
Yeah,
Because
so-
with the rotor has the Hercules branding, and of course the plates have also the engraving with
Yeah.
the loom for you.
made for me, but it's not in-house like
I understand.
Gisela Coulter,
I understand.
like
No, but then there are a lot of independent watchmakers out there doing the same thing,
Yeah.
yet calling it a manufacturer caliber because it's customized for them.
yeah.
Which movement maker are you using right now?
Manufacture horlogère Valet de Joux,
Okay.
MHVJ.
Right,
Yeah.
okay. So that's who you're working with for the
Yeah.
calibers. But then you also have a dial supplier and a case supplier.
Yeah,
What I'm trying to get at is, while you're you are an independent watchmaker, the brand is independent, but there's also a network of Swiss watch suppliers. So this watch, in the end, when it comes together, is actually Swiss made.
yeah.
You're not using suppliers, or you're not using partners from outside of Switzerland, right?
No, well, for the strap, for example, is not made in.
Strap is fine. I mean, that's one thing, sure.
Italian leathers, but
It's still Europe.
but let's say the watch head, as goes in the industry.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's totally Swiss made.
Yeah.
That's the important part. That's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to get at. How do you assemble those watches? Do you do them yourself, or do you have a partner for that too?
In the beginning, I still did everything myself, but
Sure.
I get, for example, the movement is fully assembled.
Sure.
So the assembly, people ask me, one of the questions I get more often is like, how long does it take to make a watch?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Which is, it really depends how you look at it. Because if you really start from zero
Yeah.
and you have to make the full movement,
Yeah.
that's about half a year.
Wow.
But it doesn't
okay.
go piece by piece.
That's
You
right.
make a series.
That's right.
But in the end, if you have all the parts there, so the case is there, the dial, it's not that long. You have the movement,
Yeah.
the dial,
Yeah.
you put the hands
And
on, then you
the
put it in
crystal
the
on
case.
top, yeah.
And of course, you have to make sure there are no dust parts.
Sure.
You think like it's a detailed process,
That's
but
right.
it's not so long. But I work with a watchmaker that is also very good in réglage dynamique, dynamically regulating
Yeah, sure.
of the balance wheel.
Wonderful.
So the pieces get another check, but he wants, if
Yeah.
he does the
Right.
regulating,
Right.
he wants to do the casing up
Yeah,
himself too,
Obviously, because it makes sense to do it together. Yeah,
because
sure.
you manage or you control the whole process.
That's right.
Because if you put the movement inside and you put hands on,
That's right.
that will already run a bit different than
Yeah, sure.
without hands or
Yeah.
things like that.
Sure.
Every piece is assembled, regulated and tested before going to the client.
Sure.
So it is like freshly tested, if that
Wow,
makes
yeah,
sense.
sure,
in a way. I promote my watches. We have the boutique here in Saint-Prex. That's something. There are 30 points of sale at the moment.
Yeah.
I do quite a lot of unique pieces
Yeah, that's right.
with hand-painted dials. That's quite the part of the production. Some special editions
That's
that I
right.
do with different partners through the Instagram, the newsletter,
Sure.
or
Sure.
things like that.
Right.
Yeah,
What all materials have you worked with, brother?
yeah. Well, it started with steel, so 316L
Sure.
steel. The next series of steel cases is going to be in 904,
Wonderful.
and the price will go also up a little bit.
Little up,
so
sure, yeah.
people can still buy the current pieces.
What is the steel watch priced at right now?
So with the hand wound, 6,000 francs.
So, again, two movements, but multitude of cases. So the steel hand wound starts at 6,000 francs.
Yeah,
Well, have you put the micro rotor movement in the steel case?
yeah,
And what would that cost?
6,500.
That's it?
Yeah,
The micro rotor is only 500 francs more?
yeah.
That's extreme value for money for a micro rotor movement, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, it's.
Wow. Okay.
I stepped to tantalum to make a series of cases in
Sure. Yes.
that material,
Yeah.
and actually the rarity and how special the material is. It's what I see.
It is also a precious material in a way. I mean, with the rarity and with the prices, and especially how hard it is to work with tantalum.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I saw from when I handled the watch that you've put enough matte surfaces. That is the raw form of tantalum. I mean, in a way.
Yeah.
But then you also try to polish the bezel, and some parts and the bevels are also a little high polished. Was it difficult to work with tantalum?
Yeah, it's the polishers might call it maybe a nightmare, but it's very tough and difficult to make the case itself, like all the shape and everything, to finish it.
Yeah.
But the polishing is the real art. Yeah.
Yeah,
and,
sure.
And on the piece that you are
Yeah,
wearing, that
yeah.
was the first one.
That's right.
So there, it's only the flat surfaces are polished.
That's right.
So the little detail between
Yeah,
the bezel and the case
correct.
and stuff like
Exactly.
that.
Yeah.
But for the rest, it's matte.
Matte. Yeah.
But now I also have a full polished
Tantalum.
tantalum
Oh,
case.
fantastic. Okay, very nice.
And to give you an idea, like it takes around 10 hours to polish one case.
Wow.
And one case is basically is the bezel, the
Three
mid
parts you
part,
said,
and
yeah.
the case back.
Yeah.
And the crown. Would even do the
Buckle as well. Wow.
But yeah, it's extremely work intense and difficult.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's sort of a niche because it is something I would say for people that are really into watches. It has a similar weight as a gold.
Absolutely.
watch.
Yeah.
If you compare the steel watch head would weigh with movement everything inside 68 grams. And in tantalum it's 118.
Wow. Okay.
So you feel
Oh, yeah,
really
almost double there.
the
Okay.
difference.
Yeah.
And is the color. So if you put it next to a steel one, the tantalum has more like a blue-grayish
That's right. That's
hue
right.
over
Yeah.
it.
What would the tantalum watch with the hand-on movement cost and the micro rotor?
The matte version is 12,000 francs, and the full polished is 15,000 francs.
Okay.
And then it's the 500 surplus
Difference for the
yeah.
micro rotor. Okay. Very interesting. Again, quite competitive, I must say. I mean, while tantalum kind of takes it doubles up the cost, but pretty competitive in terms of independent watchmakers providing the same
if you
materials.
think, like in this model, the hand wound is the more popular one. And it's about 80% of my sales is tantalum cases.
Interesting.
So it's
Yeah,
usually-
sure.
And then with the hand wound, I have the feeling that it's more watch collectors that enjoy. There's more space to engrave the lines.
Sure.
But yeah, if you look at it's a full polished tantalum, Swiss made chronometer, double barreled with the 5 days power reserve.
There you go. Yeah.
If you look at the next piece in Switzerland, like you go to the much higher end independents,
Sure.
which have different movement finishing.
That's right.
I fully understand and accept.
Yeah. Are these designs that you're making right now, are they exactly 1:1 or from the watches from the 50s and the 60s?
No, not 1:1.
Okay.
First of all is the design, the size.
Yeah.
There was not the snow pattern.
Sure.
So I took I would say the core. So I took the logo, which was a bit more old-fashioned, like the anchor wheel between the H and the P was, you could see it was designed 70 years ago. So I made it a bit more modern, a bit sharper, but I kept it that way. The indexes, the 12, 3, 6 and 9, the central second hand, I think that are the core details of the dial.
That you kept exactly like how they were, but you also put in, I mean, it is modern watchmaking today after all. So you actually put all those modern touches to the watch. The size has gone up, right? From, I think it used to be a much smaller 35, 36 millimeter size.
Yeah, correct.
Today it's at 40 millimeters.
Yeah,
right?
It's 40, but it's good to know that it's 40 between,
It weighs a little.
if you measure from 12 to 6, and there the case is straight, it goes straight down, and on the sides it has a little
It has a curve, yeah, exactly,
40 and a half on here.
Very
and
nice.
I did that so that I can place the strap closer to the case and reduce the lug to
lug. Yeah, exactly. I mean, as for a 40 millimeter, honestly, it looks a little bigger because, like you said, the mid case is a little more curved.
You could say it's a little bit oval. That's
right, exactly.
But, in a tiny way. Yeah.
Sure. So that actually gives us a little more wrist presence, but while the lug to lug is pretty compact, pretty short.
Yeah.
What is the lug to lug though?
46.
Wow. So now, at this point, today,
you
have revived a brand that had so much robustness, so much adventuring history. Do you see your watches being used in the same way today?
Well, I get this question quite often.
I'm sure you do.
And how I see it is, people say, well, there's my Samsung watch has also blood pressure and all these things. Yes, I know. If the battery runs out, though, you're
out of luck. I know.
But it's a watch that can do it. This watch, exactly this one, has been on the top of Everest.
This exact watch?
This exact watch. So it's scratched up and everything.
It needs to be scratched up. Well, let's take a look at that. That's amazing. But tell us the story. How did it go to Everest? What happened there?
There's an American climber, Ryan Waters, who takes the watches to the most crazy places: Everest, K2, Mount Vincent, on Antarctica, South Pole.
And he's done all of those peaks.
Yeah,
wonderful.
And he is now we speak. I was texting with him in the morning. In Everest Base Camp with another.
Oh wow! Okay.
And so it's like you have people that have buy a dive watch that can go 1,000 meters down, all these things, but they take it off before they go swimming. Just
obviously,
in case.
True,
which is totally fine.
Yeah.
So it's a watch that can do it. It has the robustness to do it. But it's not that all the wearers of Hercules do that. No, it's a dress watch.
Sure.
It can do it.
Sure.
That's how I see it.
Yeah.
And I like it's a non-screw down crown, but still 100 meters water resistant.
Sure. Yeah.
It's not a swim watch because
that's right.
yeah, in the mountains you would be swim.
Yeah.
But what is cool is that with Ryan we talked, and yeah, what should be the colors of the dial, for example?
Right.
So he said not a black dial, because if you go for the last climb to the peak, you wake up at 3 in the morning.
Yeah,
you
you can't see the water.
headlight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So a black dial wouldn't make sense. So he said keep light colors.
Sure.
Although now I'm also making a black dial, but this is purely from the
Sure.
demand of people that
Sure.
ask for it. But mountaineering wise,
A lighter dial would
lighter
actually
dial
make
would
sense,
work
right?
more, yeah.
And you kept the red seconds hand, you kept the 4 cardinal pointers, of course.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And
This
that's
went
also-
to the Everest.
This one, yeah.
I'm holding
And,
a piece of history
again-
right here, guys. I mean, this is history in the making right here. Wow. And he brought it back in one piece.
Yeah, that's it.
And it survived the peak as
Yeah.
well. Amazing. Wow, what the stories this watch would tell.
Yeah, it's been, I just always say, like, please have a safe climb
Yeah.
for yourself, but also
Yeah, of
I
course.
want my
And my watch back. And make sure you come back so that you can tell those stories.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Fantastic.
Thanks.
So this watch has been to the Everest.
Yeah.
I hope more make their way to
Yeah.
the Everest in the future as well, and other peaks. But would you not want to recreate the Nanga Parbat expedition, for example? Wouldn't that be something that ties into the history of the watch?
Yeah, I would love something to do something like that. Maybe Ryan has the Nanga Parbat on his list. It's a quite a rare, like Everest is a peak that everyone knows.
Sure.
That's something, but Nanga Parbat, the nickname is the Killer Mountain.
I know, yeah. It's one of the toughest climbs in the world.
Difficult ones to do. Why not? Maybe do something. But I'm working with the Alpine Club in London. It's the oldest alpinist club in the world.
Okay.
Really cool guys. 3 weeks ago. I was in London for an event, and they have a lot of history there, because what they do is they sponsor, or they help expeditions to happen. And I was there with a presentation of 2 climbers that did a peak that was never climbed before, and they come back, they get the sponsorship, but the thing they have to do for it is to present how to it. So they came. It was really interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm working with them to take very interesting stories and make additions around it.
Sure.
And that will be very limited, so 10 pieces.
Sure, yeah.
But only that, and then it's never going to be
made
done
again.
So it's
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah. And what was nice is I got in touch with them, like, hey, can we do something together? And they found a report of Herman Buhl that did the presentation after he climbed Nanga Parbat in London with the club.
Amazing. They found the report for that.
Yeah, like the whole, where he even says like...
the whole written report for that.
Yeah.
Amazing. Wow. What all the human nature and the spirit of adventure in the human psyche has achieved.
Yeah.
I'm sure in time you'll collect more stories to tell as well. Yeah.
Well, maybe if I can share one more.
Please.
I went to Bologna to Kurt Dienberger.
Okay.
And he is a climber
Right.
from that time.
Right.
He was the last person to see Buhl alive.
Okay.
Because they were the first 2 together to climb Broad Peak,
Right.
one of the other
Right.
peaks.
Yeah.
And later, when they were climbing, Buhl fell down and Dienberger was there.
Right.
So he is still alive in his 80s, still walking around the house, drinking coffees with maybe some little extra. I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
How the
He
Italians do.
He deserves it.
Definitely.
Though. Yeah.
Well, I met him, and it's crazy stories.
Yeah.
Because that's back in the days where these peaks and everything. It was not. It was like
uncharted territory.
Yeah, nobody
was
knew
been
there, and. He has one hand, for example, all his fingers are only
frostbitten, frostbit. Of course.
And he was showing me also the camera that they use to film, which weighs 10 times as a modern camera.
Yeah.
And also I have the picture where he sits with the helmet. And the helmet is, for me, it's not a helmet, it's just a piece of plastic. It's just, I don't know if a stone hits your head, if it would really do something, or it's just for show there. But yeah, very different. It looks like such a long time ago, but yeah, it's 60, 70 years. It's not that far.
Not that far in
Yeah.
human history, but what all humans have achieved in such a short amount of time.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I think maybe I get a bit too philosophical now.
Please go for it.
For viewers.
Go
but,
for it, yeah.
My idea is also with Hercules. Yeah, it is climbing the mountain. What we say is in the advertisements is reach your own peak.
Yeah.
But yeah, your own peak. It can be a mountain, but it can be very different things.
Yeah, absolutely.
It can be
Yeah.
work related. It
Certainly.
can be, I don't know, in relationships,
Yeah,
in life. So yeah, it's sort of all life is an exploration.
Absolutely.
you could
Absolutely.
like.
Yeah. And everybody has their own struggles, their own mountains to climb, so to
Yeah.
speak. And if you have this, any watch, for example, I mean, Hercules is a great example, but any watch that are on your wrist,
Yeah.
the stories that you'll have with them are just
No,
amazing.
and
right?
it's to celebrate
Yes.
moments. And
Yeah.
well, we were discussing even before in the car
Right.
going here. Yeah, you have in also so many different price ranges,
right,
different watches that are really cool, have
Yeah.
a cool story,
That's
and
right.
I like to wear.
That's
And for me, I wear mostly Hercules, obviously,
Yeah.
but yeah, as soon as I go on holiday or so, I like also to put other watches. on.
The watch is on, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I mean,
to enjoy.
exactly. I mean, that's the core philosophy behind watch collecting as well, right? You have this book called the Lexicon, and it has multiple volumes from what I can see. But
It's about all, I don't know all, but many of German watch brands because it was originally
Right,
from
right.
Pforzheim, Germany.
right.
So these are guys that researched all that. Yeah, but it's crazy to think of now. We just finished the Watch Week in Geneva.
Yeah.
But the industry was so much bigger. Because
exactly.
People
I'm
didn't
sure.
have, you didn't
I'm
have your
sure.
phone with your time, and everyone needed to watch, and it all needed to be mechanical, but there was no quartz.
That's right.
So if you talk about, I don't know, 1 million pieces, it sounds now enormous,
Yeah.
but back in the day, there were much more pieces
That is
made.
true.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? That is very well put, because I never thought of watchmaking or movement manufacturing in that sense, because you're right. There were so many watch brands back then who needed those calibers, all mechanical.
Yeah.
There was no quartz, like you said.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that puts things into perspective in a much different way. Very interesting.
Yeah.
So what is this?
So here are just basically some dates.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say that's the most interesting one, but that's more where.
Okay, so this volume, you said, has more information about the brand. Yeah.
This is where I found the poster, Uren am Nanga Parbat in
The
German.
watch of the Nangla Parbat,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Books have been written, movies have been made.
Yeah.
But there is a movie made by Hans Ertel, all in black and white and in German, so you have to practice your German a bit.
Sure.
But it's the real footage of the real climb.
My goodness, this is living history right in front of us. I mean,
You
if
see him
people-
also coming back because they thought he died already,
Uh-huh.
because he spent a night at
On the peak.
cliff
Yeah,
so
sure,
high, it was
sure.
sort of- Plus, if you with every watch comes also the book of deals.
Yes, exactly.
This one, yeah.
So this is something that we've already put and showcased on the upcoming review of the watch that
Yeah.
we're going to do. So we've talked about the adventure, about the history of the brand, and how you're actually shaping it in the modern times. But what are your hopes for the next 5 years, next 10 years? Where do you see the brand Hercules going?
Well, I enjoy very much working from here in the boutique, in the environment. I think it breeds
That's right.
the luxury
Sure.
alpinism, as we call it. I still think, although there is a lot of things online happening, I still very much believe in the old style retailers. And you see the interest growing of independence, even
That's
though
right.
the market now
Oh, yeah.
is quite,
Yeah.
let's call it shaky. Interest in the independence is growing, and you have more retailers that take a focus on the independent. So I would like in different markets to get the retailers that are specialized in this and are good in telling the story why this Hercules with the tantalum case, with the why this is special and it is
Sure.
what it is.
Sure.
And I prefer to have the watch sold to somebody that will really like it and wear it, and,
True.
instead of making higher numbers of pieces,
Right, of
and,
course.
and they're
Of
they're
course.
not on the wrist.
I mean, making 10,000 watches a year would make sense.
No,
I mean,
way too much. Yeah.
too much. I'm
Yeah.
sure it's already too much. But even if you did that, it should have purpose behind it. It should not. It should have adequate demand and reason behind it.
Yeah.
It should not be done for the sake of doing it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Fair enough.
So I would say like there are now 30 points of sale, maybe to try to grow to 50, but keep it at such a...
But find the right people to work with though.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wonderful.
And this I do step by step, and I also I really like to visit even potential retailers, so I can see what does their shop look like, and
That's right.
Because I think if Hercules would be in a store next to the bigger brands, not that I say that they're not good, it's a different part of the game. That's not where it should be, because it should be the story and why it is so special. And that's my goal, and to grow into that, but also have a sort of a cap at one point and stay the niche. Niche brand.
While we had a wonderful conversation inside the store, we learned about the history of the brand, and we heard from the man himself as to what his visions are for the future of the brand. The weather outside is so nice that we simply had to come back out and have our wine off camera, but still have this conversation. Just to wind this wonderful day down, Adriaan, is there a message that you would like to give to chronoholics and watch collectors across the country of India?
Well, thanks everyone for watching. I hope I hear from some of you soon. You're always welcome to contact me directly, and I'm very much looking forward to be present in the Indian market and to visit. Yeah, we would love to host you. So I don't know if you'll have such a location nearby anywhere, but we'll definitely make it worth your while. Something else beautiful. Something else beautiful. Yeah, exactly. I mean, India has a lot of natural beauty as well. So we'll find something apt for our engagement the next time you're in the country. Cool. Thank you very much for your time today.